Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Business Talks. I am your host, Chawanne Burns. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. Elon Musk is heading up that charge, and we have several things that's been happening in the background. You probably seen some highlights in the news, and some liberals actually freaking out because of what uh, Elon Musk and the department is doing to cut down government spending. I think it's great. I think it's an excellent great. Who is against cutting the spending down? If you're a taxpayer, you're not against it. You're totally for it. And it's some crazy stuff that they've been spending our money on. And I have a couple of clips that I want to show you in regards to that. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about Griff Al Sharpton. He has a grift. He's been grifting us for years. But this time, we guys, we discussed already Costco's. Costco's is the only, I guess, corporation that decided not to cut or do away with their DEI program. So Al Sharpton decided to go out and buy gift cards. This is what they're claiming. He bought 1,025 $25 gift cards from Costco's. And then he's been showing up randomly to these Costco's with all these, I guess you want to call it Martin Luther King marcher Black folks, these Negroes. These Negroes that's been holding the black people down for years. Don't follow these Negroes. I'm telling you, these Negroes got to go. We need to stop following them. They're just grifting us, and it's all a sham so they could pad their pockets. So we're going to talk about how much your boy Al Sharpton made last year just in bonuses. So we'll talk about that. And you guys stay tuned. We're going to actually get into some of Tiffany Hinyard stuff, but I don't got too long, so you guys stay tuned for another episode.
Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad. Something like this. Looks a little bit like I can't miss. Hey, this is what you call a bad. What? This is what you call a bad.
You guys put in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. Please put in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. I see we have Tyrone Price in the building. Tyrone, it's always good to see you. Celeste Hodges is in the building. Celeste is tuning in from Texas. I see we have Samuel Matthews. Hello to everyone. Noble Young is in the building. What is good? Justin Thompson. Justin Thompson is in the building. I see we have Lenny Malley. He's saying his 5 likes. Please smash the like button. Yes, please smash the like button. Comment on this video. Share this video. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Wyoming Gal is in the building. The audio is off track. It's probably because maybe something's wrong with the internet. Sorry. I can't. I have no control about that. And it might be the streaming software. Hopefully my mouth caught up with what I'm saying. Anyway, Lenny is saying, Miss Burns, did you hear the new one? There's a madman loose in the government, hand in hand with his best friend. Elon Musk download J. Trump wood chipper in the axe, cutting all the unessential programs. Yes, and people are mad about it, especially liberals. Liberals are mad about the USAID being cut. USAID, I don't know if you guys familiar with that part of the government department, but they go out to foreign countries and provide aid. And you'll be baffled of what they're spending this crap on, or what our money is being spent on. It's a bunch of crap. Anyway, anger mismanagement. We need Congress to forge an ironclad bill to end propaganda forever, severe penalties for outright lying. That will literally end the D party hand put the right on notice. Yes, I believe so. Sam Banks is in the building. And Tyrone Price said, I met Al Sharpton years ago in Harlem, New York. Had nothing to say. Had nothing to say. It was very sad. Okay. I can't keep you too long because I'm on a time crunch. Let me just get to our first story. Our first story is about Elon Musk and all the government programs that they're cutting. They're cutting a bunch of government programs, and of course, we have some of our noteworthy liberal crazy people being mad about it. But what more can we say? Let's see what AOC has to say about Elon Musk.
This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met or seen or witnessed. Which, you can probably even glean that from watching these people on TV. Anyways, all of that is to say is that they don't do their homework. Clearly, they're putting 19-year-olds in at the Treasury. This dude is not smart. And the danger in the lack of intelligence and the lack of expertise that Elon has. I mean, this guy is one of the most morally vacant, but also is one of the most least knowledgeable about these systems that we really know of. But the point is that what that means is that they're going to hit a button inevitably. They are going to hit a button and things can go sideways.
Can't you just get the feeling that your girl, and somebody put it right here, AOC is projecting. AOC is just projecting. She's projecting. She's saying these things about Elon Musk, morally vacant person and unintelligent. And this dude has acquired or actually he runs about 6 or 7 companies, and all those companies that he's run is massively evaluated over something that our mind can't even comprehend. So to say somebody this is unintelligent and not familiar with the systems, just because you're not familiar with the system, that doesn't mean you can't get familiar with the system. So anyway, she's just projecting her unintelligence on other people. So I just want to share this next clip with you. And this is the new press secretary. Very sharp, by the way, of her name is Caroline Levitt. She's sharing some of the things that they've been wasting our money on. And I say our money. If you're a taxpayer, this is what they've been spending your money on.
Karen.
Do you know if Mr. Musk took the same oath that you and other senior advisors to the president took about adhering to the Constitution, following the law? Do you know if he took that oath?
I don't know the answer to that question, but like I told Caitlin, I can get back to you guys on that.
And do you know what expertise he has in the areas of global health or humanitarian aid to be able to assess what's happening at USAID?
Well, first of all, Elon Musk is a once-in-a-generation business leader. He is an entrepreneur. He serves as a great ally and a friend to the president. And I think Elon Musk also has a little bit of common sense. And I think the American people really appreciate that when it comes to the federal government, because it seems like all common sense has been lost in this city. And that's what you see when you look at USAID. I know Secretary Rubio made some comments about how he will be acting as the director over that agency. And here's the reason why Elon Musk and others have been taking a look. Because if you look at the waste and abuse that has run through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do, to get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government.
To get the fraud, waste, and abuse out of our federal government. Fraud, waste, and abuse. Okay, they're fraudulently stealing our tax. They're taxing you so they can have a transgender comic books in foreign countries. And you have your politicians, the people that you elected, they're literally mad at Elon and Marco Rubio and all these other politicians that's working for Donald Trump to fulfill the promise of to stop the fraud, waste, and spending of the government. And they're mad. They're mad about it. Taxpayers, I believe voters should be really upset when they hear this kind of stuff. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Of course, we're not going to hear all the things that they've been spending their money on. Lately, the most recent thing that's really outrageous, that they gave Gaza $50 million for condoms. The United States government gave Gaza $50 million for condoms. That is insane. That is insane. And you have AOC, Chuck Schumer, and all these other liberal Democrats trying to throw a monkey wrench in fraud, waste, and abuse. They're saying, yeah, we want to keep on doing fraudulent and wasteful and abusive activities with your money. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Now, this article is from AP. I really hate AP News because they always say some stupid crap. But I just wanted to highlight this. It says Elon Musk says President Donald Trump has agreed USAID should be shut down. Okay. It says the U.S. Agency for International Development is on the cusp of being shuttered, according to Trump administration billionaire advisor and Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who has been wrestling for the control of the agency in recent days. Earlier Monday, Musk held a live session on X Spaces, previously known as Twitter Spaces, and said that he spoke in detail about USAID with the president. He agreed we should shut it down. It became apparent that it is not an apple with a worm in it, Musk said. What we have is just a ball of worms. You've got to basically get rid of the whole thing. It's beyond repair. We're shutting it down. His comments come after administration placed 2 top security chiefs at aid on leave after they refused to turn over classified material in restricted areas to Musk government inspection teams. So you're just negligent of trying to hand over the materials so he could properly do his job. Because they don't want him to do their job. They want to keep up the fraudulent, abusive, and wasteful activities up of your taxpayer monies. Everyone should be livid. Everyone should be mad as hell. Every time they go up on your taxes, you should be mad. Every time you had to pay taxes, you should be mad. I remember being single and didn't have any kids. And I used to get pissed off, and I didn't even make that much money. Every effing year, I used to have to pay freaking taxes. When I owned my business or opened my business and was making pretty decent money, I had to pay effing. Matter of fact, I'm still paying taxes. I'm still paying taxes. I don't get a tax refund. You should be mad as hell about that shit. Especially if you're a working class person. You should be mad. Anyway, and they refuse to turn over the information because they want to stop him from doing his job. They don't want to reveal all the bullshit they've been spending our money on, like transgender plays in foreign countries. That's not aid. Musk Department of members of Musk. And this is why I hate AP News. And you guys can see this, right? Yeah, you can see it. This is why I hate AP News. Members of Musk Department of Government Efficiency. No, it's not Musk Department of Government Efficiency. It's our Department of Government Efficiency. It's the taxpayers. We hired Donald Trump to do what he said he was going to do. It's not Musk. Musk ends up being in charge of it because he's highly intelligent individual, and we know he's going to cut a lot of waste because that's what he did in his other businesses when he took over Twitter. He cut the staff down by half and eventually cut it down by 2/3. So we know we're going to get more bang for our buck. And you know what? I don't even know if he's taking a salary. I think he's doing the shit for free. Anyway, known as DOGE, eventually did gain access Saturday to the AIDS agency classified information, which includes intelligent reports, the former official says. Musk's DOGE crew lacked high enough security clearance to access the information, so the two USAID security officials, John Voorhees and Deputy Brian McGill, believe themselves legally obligated to deny access. The current and former U.S. official has knowledge of the incident and spoke on condition of anonymity because they were not authorized to share the information. Musk on Sunday responded to the X post about the news by saying USAID is a criminal organization. Time for it to die. So, and they go back and forth talking about the proper security. We can't, blah, blah, blah. Musk formed DOGE in a cooperation with Trump administration with a stated goal to finding ways to fire federal workers, cut programs, and slash federal regulations. Too much regulations, like our tax code. Our tax code is like 1,000 pages, maybe 1,500 pages long. Why in the hell is tax code that extensive and that long? And some of the agents are way less intelligent to understand their own tax code, the people that they hire. But then they charge you saying, oh, you owe money. Then you got to hire somebody that knows the tax code so you can get out paying that money. If the IRS actually comes to you and say you owe money, don't agree to it because they are highly unintelligent people. I just know this from experience. I remember one year, me and my husband got a bill of $24,000. They said we owe $24,000. And so I took it to my accountant, and we have a CPA. I took it to my CPA. I said, and I freaked out. I was like, they saying we owe $24-something thousand in taxes. And he looked at it for a minute and he was like, oh yeah, they're claiming that because we had a couple of houses. My husband had a couple of houses. He sold it, but he was renting it out. They wasn't even abreast to the new tax code that I believe I think Donald Trump was in the office at the time. They wasn't even abreast to the new tax code. So they tried to charge us this $24,000, and they actually end up owing us $14,000 in taxes. We overpaid. So when the IRS ever comes to you saying you owe taxes, you just find you a CPA, because more likely than not, they're unintelligent on the tax code. But anyway, I digress. What I was getting at, more regulations, it all only requires more people to control the regulations or oversee the regulations. That's all that it's does. The whole purpose of more regulations, oh, we get more regulations so we can get more taxes out of these individuals. We create all these loopholes and these mazes that nobody could follow, not just a normal person could follow. You got to have a rocket scientist to figure it out, and they don't even know it. They don't know the code. They're not intelligent enough to tell you what the code is. That's why they say, oh no, we just bill you. We just skim through your taxes. We just bill you. You find the right person to, dispute what we're saying that you owe us. It's highly ridiculous. But anyway, so it's saying it's been run by a bunch of radical lunatics, and we're getting them out. Trump said to the reporters in about USAID on Sunday night. It is. It's ran by a bunch of radical lunatics. I agree with that statement, because they are lunatics. If you're saying foreign aid encompass having transgender plays and transgender comic books besides psychiatric care, and I don't even think that should be a part of foreign aid anyway. Psychiatric care, no, that should be left to their government. I believe foreign aid should be something like maybe bringing water to a place where they don't have developed cities and streams or whatever, developed infrastructure, something like that. Or they have a pandemic that's going on of something that shouldn't be a pandemic, because we have vaccines or medication that's here, and we could stop their pandemic by rendering aid of whatever, malaria or whatever the case may be. That's foreign aid. Foreign aid is not hosting a tribute to transgenderism, having transgender parades in foreign countries. It's ludicrous. It says State Marco Rubio have imposed an unprecedented freeze on foreign assistance and has shut down much of the USAID's humanitarian, hello, but it's not humanitarian efforts. You just heard what Caroline said. It's not humanitarian efforts. Development and security programs worldwide compelling thousands of layoffs by aid organizations and ordered furloughs and leaves that have gutted the agency leadership and staff in Washington, D.C. They say USAID administering billions of dollars of humanitarian development and security assistance in more than 100 countries. Billions of dollars are being wasted. That's basically what they're doing, wasting billions of dollars. And if when systems and checks and balances goes unchecked, this is what we get. For years, they haven't been checking to see where this aid is being rendered. They haven't made these foreign countries report back to say, hey, this is something that we spent our money on. And then you have, listen, people, not only is just the country's fault, you have these nonprofit organizations, NGOs that's over these, I guess, uh, uh, what is it? Nonprofits that's rendering this aid. So they're being awarded the money, and they supposed to be rendering the aid to these foreign countries. And you don't have a system in checks and balances. So for years that they just been spending money on whatever the hell they want to spend it on without nobody checking them. It's really ridiculous. And I believe we should be mad as hell about it. We should be mad as hell. Lenny is saying, AOC, what would have about knowledge? Oh, yeah, what would you have about knowledge? Yeah, she's a bartender. She don't know shit. Albert saying she lies just like Trump. Jada Great is saying keep up the good work. No, and it doesn't. Yeah, anger mismanagement. No, I don't think $50 million went to the condoms. That's just a ludicrous thing to put on there. And no, I totally don't believe it went to condoms. It went to something that we shouldn't have been buying. The $50 million for anything, unless it was like rendering some relief, medical relief to the people in Gaza. But no, that's not what they did. Somebody actually typed that line item in saying, oh, we spent $50 million in condoms, or that's what we're sending money for. And guess who signed off on it? Your illustrious president, Joe Biden. Well, he's not the president no more, but anyway. Okay, so that's that. Anyway, so they mad as hell about Elon Musk cracking down the hammer. And now, I don't know if you guys heard that, President Trump actually offered the buyout to, he offered the buyout to 2 million employees. Was it 2 million federal employees? And so far, 20,000 federal employees actually took the buyout.
The Trump administration has a new mandate for millions of federal workers who have fallen in love with working from home in your PJs. Return to the office or resign.
I like the emphasis. Senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy has the details on the buyouts being offered to those employees. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning. The feds, the new Trump team, thinks they could save $100 billion taxpayer dollars because they think that many people, that many federal government employees are going to reply to an email they got last night with the word resign. Part of that email says, if you resign under this program, you will retain all pay and benefits regardless of your daily workload and will be exempted from all applicable in-person work requirements until September 30th, 2025, or earlier if you choose to accelerate your resignation for any reason. Some back of the napkin math, there are 2 million total federal workers. 6% of federal employees work full-time in the office. They think 200,000 would take this buyout. That's how they get to $100 billion in savings. The Trump team did not single anybody out with this email last night. Everybody got it. But they did single out General Mark Milley. He had his security detail taken away last night, and he could lose a star in retirement if it is determined that he was undermining the chain of command during the first Trump administration. A spokesman for the Pentagon now says the secretary informed General Milley today that he is revoking the authorization for his security detail and suspending his security clearance as well. The secretary has also directed the DOD IG to conduct an inquiry into the facts and circumstances surrounding General Milley's conduct so that the secretary may determine whether it is appropriate to reopen his military grade review determination. Milley's access, now limited, access to the White House briefing room, on the other hand, now wide open.
We welcome independent journalists, podcasters, social media influencers, and content creators to apply for credentials to cover this White House. Starting today, this seat in the front of the room, which is usually occupied by the press secretary's staff, will be called the new media seat.
Caroline clearly did her homework. She was very well prepared to talk not only about the issues of the day, but also about everything that her boss had already answered, which is probably kind of hard when he is answering questions off the cuff roughly 10 times a day. Back to you.
Peter, what isn't the advantage, it seems, that she's with the president all the time? So she doesn't have to look in a book. She knows what he thinks. She knows what he said.
That helps a lot. But also just when the president is making it known so often what he thinks about stuff. There was nothing yesterday where she said, I haven't heard the president talk about this yet. I'd have to ask him. I think reporters are running out of questions because they are covering everything. It's like you could go to him with the New York Post and say, okay, let's start on the first page. What do you think about this? General Milley. Okay, what do you think? Did you see?
Okay, but anyway, so they're talking about 200,000 people, federal employees. They expect them to take the buyout. I think that's a sweet deal, because if you effectively get a buyout and you get paid until September and you don't have to take any more workload on there, so you are off work for essentially 9 months. 9 months, you could take a sabbatical and find another job, hopefully. Some of these federal employees, what do they really do? So you're going to go to the private workforce, but federal employees, sometimes they get spoiled. So their workload is way different than what they would get in the private sector, number one. And number two, the demands are different. The demands in the private sector is a dog-eat-dog world in the private sector versus in the cushy job as a federal employee. But if you're on top of your game, if you're one of those federal employees that you actually have a job and you're actually doing your job and you're a value added to the team, it probably won't be hard for you to find another job. But they're talking about, I guess, essentially 1.8 million federal employees is supposed to go back into the office. And then the ones that don't want to go back to the office, they're expecting about 6% of those employees will take the buyout. And it will save us $100 million in taxes. That's how I see it. Not saving us money. I say it's saving us $100 million in taxes, because that's essentially what it's doing. Anyway, you guys put in the chat. Let me know what you think. Do you think the DOGE is operating in a great way, or do you think they're cutting too much stuff and it's going to end up backfiring on us? I don't think so. I think if you're cutting government spending from the military, and as far as but they said the military wastes a lot of stuff. That's what Elon Musk, he put it on a post where they said they spent about I don't think it was Elon Musk. I think I was watching Patrick Bet-David. He was saying as far as government spending on military aid or just military spending, they waste about 25% of spending. Matter of fact, I think they said we spent $190 billion in military with our military, and it's like 10 times as much as any other country. The next top country, we spend 10 times as much. And he was saying that they waste a lot of money on the military. Now we're going to get to our Al Sharpton story. I only got about 10 minutes, so it should be hilarious, you guys. Al Sharpton is a total grifter. Yeah, I said it. Al Sharpton is the grifter. All these black old ass Democrats, they basically ruined our culture. Yeah, I said it. Black old ass Democrats ruined our culture because they went marched on whatever where they marched, and you had the civil rights movement, and they just been marching ever since, doing nothing, just doing stuff for donation. They paid shields. You got this Negro, these Negroes, these Negroes in Costco's walking around talking about, oh, we're gonna have instead of a what is it called? Boycott. They having a buycott. So you're supposed to go in Costco's. You brought all your people. Shouldn't y'all be buying some shit? No, y'all marching around like this is a civil rights movement. If you're gonna support Costco, support them. You're stopping all these people from getting to what they want to get. You have actual shoppers in Costco's probably running late for work because your black Negroes marching in Costco's saying, oh, we're hosting a boycott. Okay, pick up some items and buy it.
Doesn't look like anybody bought anything. Wouldn't be able to.
Nobody bought anything. Nope, nobody bought anything. It doesn't make any sense. You just walking in to do what? I want to see if I can find this other clip. There's another clip where they actually go outside. Is this it? No, that's not it. They actually go outside and they the guy was like, you guys go back in and buy something. But you hear the guy in the background. It looks like nobody nobody bought anything. Let me see. Al Sharpton. And they lighten his ass up. Anyway. So it says, um, Retail giant at Costco's has entered into partnership with the race baiter and grifter, Reverend Al Sharpton. This will be devastating for their business. I believe everyone should boycott Costco's going forward. This is Reverend Damian Thaddeus Jones.
that they've got.
Our dollar means
First, it's the first today.
I want to see if they
something.
Those who don't. Those.
Which is
You know she
clearly
fighting
happening
for it.
in this administration right now.
She knows she been.
anyway. So they went in there and they didn't buy anything. Al Sharpton just grifting. And if you look up Al Sharpton, if you look him up, it's saying Al Sharpton pocketed nearly $1 million in bonuses from his National Action Network, in addition to his gig at MSNBC host. He pocketed $1 million last year. What do you think his bonus will be this year? He just grifting. And all you Negroes is following behind him. Look at all these Negroes behind him. I keep on using the word Negroes because I think it's hilarious. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. And they ain't stopping nothing. You're not stopping nothing, really.
Even after President Donald Trump signed an executive.
Equity and inclusion policies have become a hot button issue for companies across America in recent weeks, as some companies roll back their policies based off a new executive order. Others are doubling down. News 12 New Jersey's Tom Krasnowski reports from Costco and Union, where activists held a rally to support the company's stance.
We're here at Costco today because we support people who support us.
A group of local leaders, including the Reverend Al Sharpton, staged a buycott Saturday afternoon at Costco and Union. This comes after Costco pledged to keep its diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, even after President Donald Trump signed an executive order that ended DEI federally. The order also encourages the private sector to follow suit, calling DEI illegal discrimination that violates American civil rights laws.
We are not going to allow him to turn back the clock on our rights. DEI came out of affirmative action, which was a Republican Party platform.
DEI is not a handout. It's like a rising tide that lifts all boats.
Even before Trump's executive order, some companies, including Target, Walmart, Meta, Amazon, and McDonald's, announced they were rolling back some aspects of their DEI initiatives. These programs generally featured policies for hiring, training, or for picking vendors. Many of these companies have pledged other initiatives for inclusion and diversity. But one Costco shopper we spoke with, who was unaware of the rally, said she's no longer buying from stores that drop DEI.
I'm not shopping with them. I've been a member of Costco for forever ago, okay, over 20 years, and I'm going to tell you, if they join that group, I'll be out of there.
Costco could face legal challenges from all this.
And you know what? I commend her. Sandra Ross, she shouldn't. She should always buy from Costco's because they employ 37% or almost 40% of their employees are Hispanic. So why wouldn't you support them? Like, if you're Hispanic, Latino, you should support them because they hire your people. But I don't understand Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton's just another grift.
This 19 Republican attorneys general, that does not include New Jersey, sent a letter to Costco management asking them to repeal their DEI practices within 30 days or explain why they haven't. In Union, Tom Krasnowski, News 12, New Jersey.
Anyway, so your boy Al Sharpton, like I said, he was able to why is this doing this? He was able to get his bonuses up by $1 million. He had $1 million in bonus. That's on top of his MSNBC pay and being one of the founders of the National Action Network or whatever it's called. And it says in this article, in 2018, he listed $159,000 as bonuses to his 324 base compensation. Notably, he listed another $563,000 under other reportable compensation. Fast forward to 2021, Sharpton gave himself a sizable bonus of $278,000, which is roughly 80% of his $348,000 base compensation that year. In total, Sharpton collected $940,000 in bonuses from his nonprofit over the 7-year period. Nan did not immediately respond to Fox Digital News' request on the comment. Sharpton and Nan have faced scrutiny in recent weeks because they discovered that Sharpton was paid $500,000 by Kamala Harris. Remember that? We talked about that. Okay, following Harris' defeat in the president-elect Donald Trump, FEC filings revealed that Harris' campaign gave two $250,000 donations to Sharpton's nonprofit organization in September and October. And look at this Negro smiling. However, the MSNBC weekend host did not disclose to viewers the apparent conflict of interest before or after interviewing Kamala Harris. Neither did he disclose the donation to his boss at the network. He should be fired. This is not free and fair or bipartisan journalism. No, because you got paid. You got paid to interview Kamala Harris, basically. You banking in $1 million. Then you got all these other Black folks needing a job, probably wanting a job, and can't find a job because you got all the jobs. You collecting all the money. And then you got all these other black Negroes following you in the store saying, oh, we having a buycott, and you didn't buy not a damn thing. A total grift. I wonder how much he got paid for Costco. I wonder how much Costco paid him. Oh, march in our stores. Get people to shine a light on us. You know he got paid for it. It's a total grift. Costco's don't. He probably, in a matter of fact, he probably went to Costco's and say, hey, I see you're sticking by not, getting rid of your DEI programs. Donate to my nonprofit, and I could have, all these news networks out there and highlight saying that you're sticking to your DEI mandates. Then you'll have a whole bunch of people buying for you. You guys let me know what you think. Nonprofit is an old hustle. Facts. Theo Vinny was good. How Sharp and gave all those people prepaid cards to buy stuff, and they all kept it. Black people, you got to get out of the public. He gave them $25. Well, you can't really buy nothing for $25 in Costco's. You could buy, you probably could buy a snack, one thing, one item, because they sell their stuff in bulk. Or you could even buy memberships. That's how hey, you want to help Costco's out and buy memberships. Then they'll see the value of why they should have a Costco card, and then they'll continue to shop at Costco. Anyway, Theo is saying it was $125, whatever it was. They didn't buy nothing. They didn't buy not a damn thing. They just marched through from one end, held up a whole bunch of people to the other. That's what they did. Oh, there. This is the clip I wanted to show you. This is from a black conservative perspective.
One of Al Sharpton's associates had to beg the attendees to actually go and buy something. Watch this.
Not shop. Please, the story will be you all didn't shop. Go back and shop. Gave out cards. We do not need you all. We'll see you on the way back. We need you to go in and shop, please.
Wow. You heard that, right? Lady in the background, ain't nobody go shop today. Wow. Yo, you cannot make this up. You can't make this up. This guy, Al Sharpton, and his team of hustlers, swindlers.
The team of Negroes, hustlers, and swindlers. He gave them gift cards. Say we having a buycott. And Al Sharpton, if you were to give them gift cards, wouldn't you? You're the authority person there. Hey, and they should have led by your, took your lead. You should have marched through the aisles and grabbed a couple of stuff, or grab a cart and say, hey, meet me back over here and I'll check you guys out. But no, nobody did that. Look, you can't hustle a hustler. Al Sharpton is hustling, and then he got a whole bunch of people that's hustling him. And then meanwhile, you got people donating to this nonsense. Y'all like wasting y'all money. Lexi said they thought Al Sharpton would treat them to something. He's a tightwad. Exactly. Al Sharpton ain't buying nothing. Woo! You can't make it up. You can't make this shit up. Anyway, you guys, that's it for me today. You make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. Make sure you comment on this video. Tomorrow we do have a live stream on my other channel, Unpopular Opinion, with my co-host, super producer, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's Unpopular Opinion. You guys stay tuned. Make sure you check out that stream. Okay. Now I'm sending all my good to you. I will talk to you tomorrow.